Hey guys, welcome to Quant Foundry. In this episode, should be pretty brief. We're just going to do a quick overview of the Tableau interface, navigating Tableau, and basically knowing what things do within the interface and where to click to do certain basic commands that we'll be building off of in future videos. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Tableau Public. So let's go ahead and bring in our Excel file that we want to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Global Superstore. I'll provide a link in the description below if you want to follow along. Really, this can be done with any data set though, because we're not doing any specific tailored analyses. We're just basically giving you an overview of where things live in Tableau. So go ahead and port that over. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the orders table, the people table. Tableau is going to join on this, the returns table. So we've got an inner join on the orders and people table and an inner join being done on the orders and returns table. Take a look if you want. Look at the primary keys. Just confirm that they're right. Region. Cool. Looks good. Let's go ahead and close this. And we're going to go ahead and ingest our data into sheet 1. So go ahead and click on sheet 1. Tableau is thinking. This is a fairly large data set, about 5 million records, I believe. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Let's deal with a smaller data set here. Actually, it looks like it ported in. Okay. So it doesn't really matter. We're not analyzing any data. We're just going to look at how to build things in Tableau. So first thing you're going to notice is this is our default layout. This is our canvas where we're going to be building the bulk of our data visualizations. Over here on the left, we've got a section labeled dimensions and a section labeled measures. Talked about this in our first video, but think of dimensions as qualitative or string-based data types that give context to our integers or our measures data. So down here we have our measures data. So if I bring in sales, everything's double click, or you can drag and drop, but I prefer double click. Sales is totaling the sales column within our data set. Not particularly useful. It's showing that we did 2.5 billion in sales. Dimensions are how we make this data more useful. So let's go ahead and take category, and we're going to color it. And now we've got a segmentation of our total sales. So blue corresponds to furniture, which did 860,000. Orange corresponds to office supplies, which is 726 million. And red corresponds to technology sales, which is roughly just shy of $1 million. So that's basically, I'm going to undo out of here, Control Z, Command Z if you're on Mac. That's basically what all this is here. As you saw, we brought in 3 different tables. We brought in the orders table, so this is showing all dimensions within the orders table. The people table, all dimensions within people, and the returns table, all dimensions within returns. And then here we've got all of our total metrics across all 3 tables. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and create a basic data visualization here to show sales by market. I'm going to go up here to the Show Me palette, click on Show Me. This expands to show all of the available data visualizations based on the data types you've brought into Tableau so far. So we brought in 1 dimension and we brought in 1 measure, which is sales, and our dimension is market. So based on those 2 data types, anything that isn't grayed out is a data visualization that's available to us. We've got a pivot table, which is what we're currently in. We've got a heat map here, which isn't super useful in this state, but it can get more useful later on. A conditionally formatted pivot table, which we'll dig into in another class. Pie charts, do not use pie charts, please don't, they're useless. We'll dig into that in another lesson as well. Got bar charts, and this is what we're going to, and then we've got stack bar charts, which we saw earlier. Let's go back to our standard bar chart. I'm going to go ahead and close Show Me. So this is showing us a stack rank of sales by our markets. So APAC looks to be our largest performing market doing 1 billion in sales, followed by the EU doing just shy of 1 billion. And then we've got Latin America doing just about 642 million. So what can we do with this? So up here at the top, we've got our toolbar. First thing we have, quick shortcuts. These three right here are used pretty heavily. The swap, this is the first one here on the left, is the swap axes. So if we want to change our market dimension from the y-axis to the x-axis, we click that and it gives it to us in a vertical bar chart versus a horizontal. So whichever one you prefer, you can use. This next one over here toggles between a sort, and it shows you the logic here, nested sort on market, ascending by sum of sales. So if we want to do sort ascending, we click here, and it shows an ascending sort by our markets, by sales segmented by market. If we want to go back, this last icon here is a sort descending. So let's go ahead and click on that, and it takes us back. Okay. Next up, let's take a look. We've got save, shortcut to save. I highly recommend you save your work frequently because Tableau does not have autosave enabled to my knowledge at this point, which is kind of surprising given Tableau's market dominance. New data source. This is if we go ahead and connect here, Tableau really shines on the data blending side and blending in disparate sorts of data. If you want to add another separate CSV file, text file, Microsoft Excel file, etc., or even connect to another server, we can do it that way. This right here is a shortcut. Let's go ahead and kick out. This right here is a shortcut that has multiple different options. We can create a new worksheet, a new dashboard, or a new story. Alternatively, that same shortcut is down here. For this icon designates a new worksheet, this designates a new dashboard, and this designates a new story. Highlight enables us to highlight specific things within a dashboard. We can look at all fields, dates, time, market, etc. Don't really use too many of these. This is for like inserting a text, showing mark labels within a visualization. So let's go ahead and just click on that just to see what happens. Yeah, it's just labeling our data. The same thing can be accomplished by dragging sales over to our label mark here. See, same thing. Undo. This selects our view. Standard view is defaults to, I forget what the pixel dimensions are, but we can do a fit width if we want, fit height, fit height only, or we can do a fit entire view. This will make sense once we start building our own dashboards, but I'm going to set it back to standard. Here we've got show hide cards. We can select and change what's visible within our card shelves. And then here's presentation mode. This is useful for presentations you're giving to ELT or your manager or whatnot. When we click on this, it basically just removes all the noise and focuses on the sheet, story, or dashboard that's on your screen at the moment. Next up, we've got our mark shelf. This is highly critical. Think of this as formatting your visualization. So so far we've got a bar chart showing markets by dollars and sales. We can color our bar charts by dragging sales into color. Lighter blue corresponds to less sales. Dark blue corresponds to higher sales. We can also drag sales onto our size. And you'll see our bar chart's width changes in size, and we can change by clicking on size. We can change how dramatic the sizing is with our spectrum here. Label we already illustrated. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. So let's go ahead and label sales. There we go. We can also change the formatting of our labels here. Let's undo, and I'm going to undo all this too. Okay, so we're back to our basic bar chart. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and call this bar chart. I'm going to create a new worksheet, and I'm going to create a time series. So we're going to do order date, I'm going to do by month, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a filter so that we're only looking at 2014. So next, don't worry about any of this. We will cover what I'm doing in our next lesson on quick filters. So now we're looking at a monthly view of sales in a time series. So let's go ahead and call that time series. Create one more worksheet. Let's go ahead and create a heat map. Let's bring in state, double click on state, and then let's double click on sales. Let's go up to show me and change to a map view. Oh, it looks like this didn't actually come across. Oh yeah, because we canceled our data. Let's go ahead and delete that then. Let's bring out state. Let's bring in, let's do subcategory. So if you're looking for a field that you know is in your data, but you've got a lot of different fields to work through, this magnifying glass up here will let you do a quick search. So let's do sub. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. Close out. Let's just create a bubble chart. I never use these, but a lot of people new to Tableau like them. So let's just go ahead and use this. All right. I want to call this bubbles. All right. Nice little data visualization stripper name there. So we got new worksheet, which we've been using. Now let's bring this into a dashboard. So here we've got a dashboard canvas here. This white space here on the canvas designates what will be visible in the end product with the dashboard. This gray space is available real estate based on your screen size. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to a dynamic fit. So right here where it says range, click on the drop down, go to automatic, and it will automatically scale to whatever screen size you are on. So right now I'm on a monitor, so I've got a lot more available screen real estate. Let's go ahead and drag time series to the top. We're going to drag bar chart to the bottom hemisphere. We're going to drag bubbles to the right side of the bottom hemisphere. Okay, cool. This is our first dashboard. This is more just an overview of where things live and how to click on them to get things done. We'll dive into building our dashboard as we progress throughout the lesson. Thanks so much. Hope this was useful.